Hey everyone, and welcome. So, you're getting ready to become a teacher, right? Well, there's this one document you absolutely have to know about. It's called the Education Act of 1982. Now, I know what you might be thinking. A law? Sounds kind of dry. But trust me, this is not just a bunch of boring rules. It's literally the blueprint for your entire career. And today, we're going to break it all down. Let's jump right in.
And a huge special welcome to all my students from the teaching profession class. This explainer is especially for you. I know how passionate you are about shaping young minds. And honestly, understanding this act is one of the most crucial first steps you'll take. My goal here is to make this crystal clear and to show you how empowering this knowledge can be.
Okay, so what's the big idea behind this whole law? Well, it all kicks off with this powerful quote from Section 3. It talks about creating a complete, adequate, and integrated system of education relevant to the goals of national development. That phrase, national development, is the key. It tells us that education isn't just an activity in a classroom, it's a cornerstone for the entire country's progress. And you, as a future teacher, you're on the front lines of that mission. How cool is that?
To really get this law, you have to wrap your head around its central idea, the educational community. This is such a powerful concept. The law doesn't see a school as just, bricks and mortar with teachers and students inside. It sees it as a living, breathing ecosystem. Let's dive into what that actually means.
So, the official definition here might sound a little formal, but the idea is actually pretty simple. The educational community is basically everyone involved in the mission of teaching and learning. It's a network of people with a shared purpose. This completely shifts the perspective from just a bunch of isolated roles to a web of interconnected relationships. So who's in this community? Who are the key players in our ecosystem? Well, the Act breaks it down into four main groups. You've got parents, who are the foundational support system. You've got the students, the very reason this community even exists. Then there's the school personnel, and that includes us, the teachers, the administrators, and all the staff. And finally, the schools themselves as institutions. Everybody has a part to play, and as we're about to see, everyone has specific rights.
Now here's where it gets really interesting. Being a part of this community isn't just about having a job to do. It comes with a whole charter of rights. These are the protections and the privileges that ensure everyone can contribute effectively and be treated fairly. Think of it like a benefits package for being a member of the educational ecosystem. So, where do we start? Let's begin with the heart and soul of any school, the students. What does this foundational law actually guarantee them? As a future teacher, knowing these rights isn't just important, it's absolutely essential to creating a classroom that's just, fair, and supportive. Okay, so beyond the obvious one, the right to a quality education, this act ensures so much more. Students can access their own records, which is great for transparency. They have freedom of expression. They can publish student newspapers and form organizations. And get this, they have the right to be free from involuntary contributions. These aren't just little perks. These are fundamental rights that empower students to be active participants in their own education, not just passive recipients.
All right, so students are protected and empowered. But what about their number one support system? What rights do parents have as members of this incredible community?
The law boils it down to two core pillars for parents. First, the right to organize. This is what allows things like the PTA to exist, letting parents form groups to discuss the school program with you, the teachers. Second is the right to access records. Just like students can see their own info, parents have the right to see official records related to their kids. These two rights are huge. They officially position parents as true partners in the process.
Okay, we've talked students, we've talked parents, now let's focus on you. The law doesn't just give general rights to all school personnel. Nope, it carves out a special section just for the teaching staff. I want you to think of this next part as your professional shield. These are the specific protections you will inherit the moment you step into that classroom.
That's right, there are four specific, powerful privileges designed to protect and empower you in your role as an educator. Let's break down exactly what they are, one by one.
Think of this as your professional toolkit. Number one, protects your time and focus. You can't be forced into tasks outside your teaching duties without proper compensation. Number two, protects your creativity. You have a right to your own intellectual property. This is a huge deal for teachers who create original materials. Number three is all about respect and safety. In the line of duty, you are legally considered a person in authority. This gives you special protection. And finally, number four ensures your professional growth. You have the right to choose different career paths. This law protects your present and your future.
And speaking of support,
I just want to take a quick moment to say a huge thank you to everyone who has been following along, especially our core community from the No Problem Only Solution channel. Your love and engagement mean the world. And if you're new here and you're finding this helpful, we'd be thrilled if you considered joining our community of learners.
Okay, so with rights and privileges always come responsibilities. This is the other side of the coin. The law is really clear that for the community to function, every single member also has to contribute. These duties are what bind the whole ecosystem together and make it thrive. This slide shows it all perfectly. You can really see how interconnected the whole system is. Parents have a duty to cooperate. Students have to uphold academic integrity and follow the rules. And as a teacher, your obligation is to be accountable for student learning and maintain your own professional growth. It shows how everyone's contribution is absolutely vital for the system to work.
I really want to zoom in on this one line from Section 16 because it is the absolute heart of your professional responsibility. Accountable for the efficient and effective attainment of specified learning objectives. This is the core of the contract. It's the promise you make to your students, their parents, and the community, that you will be the driving force behind their learning.
Your role as a teacher is so multifaceted. You've got obligations to your school, your students, their parents, and even to your own professional growth. But pay special attention to that last piece, agent of change. This law doesn't just see you as an instructor, it tasks you with being a force for positive change in your community. That's not a job, that's a mission.
So, we've walked through the blueprint, we've seen the rights that protect you and the duties that guide you. We've defined the incredible community you're about to join. The next step, well, that's turning this legal framework into a living, breathing reality in your very own classroom. And that brings us to the final, and maybe the most important question. This law is your blueprint. It sets the rules and defines the rights. But the culture, the spirit of your classroom, that's all you. So how will you use this knowledge to build a classroom community where everyone feels valued, respected, and empowered to learn?
This is just one piece of the puzzle. To continue building your professional foundation, be sure to check out our dedicated playlist, The Teaching Profession, for more explainers just like this one. Thank you so much for watching, and congratulations on taking this incredible step into the most important profession in the world.